Alright, this is the second project that I was working on, and this is the rotation and matrix planner. I've made this app because I've been exhausted by how differently people share their rotations and terminology, so I wanted to provide this app for the community to universally use when sharing rotation information or their plans. The matrix planner is like an added bonus that I added later on and has a lot to improve on, so don't expect it to work beautifully. It's still in testing phase, and I would definitely appreciate feedback. Please keep in mind that since the plans are shared in links due to security reasons, I'm not responsible for you clicking on malicious links instead, so please only click on links that you find reliable. You can access this by clicking the link down in the description. So let's get into the functionality of the code, shall we? When opening the page, you'll first see this screen right over here. The bosses are tailored for this matrix reset and will be updated every season, although I could not add the images of the bosses because they're way too small and you can't really recognize them through the images. I did add in the resistances for better planning. On the left, you'll see the teams and the colors. Each team has an estimated score and an actual score. The estimated scores will be represented in a dark shade with dark stripes, and once you type in your actual score, it will change to the actual score like this with a brighter shade, which is directly represented by your team color. The total cumulative score that you can see on your matrix and the estimate of the score will both be updated to match the score you got. The scores of the matrix is a bit off, where it will not be exactly 4,000 or 7,000 points. I can't really fix this because that's just how the matrix works in game. So like you'd see some scores like 4,025 for the first boss, and like for round 2 bosses you'll see something like 7,012, something like that. But unfortunately, this is different for what team you're using and what boss you're fighting, so I can't really generalize this. And so therefore what I did instead is I've added a killed checkbox where if you cleanly kill a boss, the actual score that you type in will be the total score of the boss thus far, normalizing the indicator. You can also use this if you are like 99% HP into the next boss. It shouldn't really matter too much. There is the notes section at the bottom, and you can also change the colors per team over here. You can select your team members here, and I've also implemented the stamina system. You can just type in the character name in the search bar to find the character, and you won't be able to select already selected characters. And for general supports like Verenia and Baizi and all the other characters like that have 2 cost stamina, you'll be able to select twice. You can add new teams using this button over here and share your entire plan through a link through the share button like this. It's just going to automatically copy it to your clipboard, and then you just have to press Ctrl V to send it to other people or post it online. Once you click on the rotation button, you will see the rotation planner. You can select the moves you want of a character from the character move section, and it will generate a node at the canvas with the character's icon on top of it. Once you have a rough idea of the rotation, you can double click on it to move it to the actual rotation schematic section. If you have moves that repeat, like basic attacks, you can collapse them on the canvas and they will stack up, and you just have to double click that instead. Lastly, the note block will go on top of the most recently added block on the schematic once you type and hit enter or OK. You can also add more timelines for rotations that have different startup and follow-up rotations by adding the add timeline right over here. Alright, that sums up the features. Hopefully you find this useful, and let's enjoy Mengzo together, shall we? Happy WuWa!